Welcome, lads. If I hadn't quit this vice completely, I truly believe I would never have reached the success I wanted with my finances or any other aspect of my life. I actually made 2 separate trips to Thailand. The first 6-month trip I made, I tried and I failed because I was negotiating with myself. I wasn't cutting out this vice completely. I was using it as a reward, and I wasn't setting a line in the sand and saying, no, we cannot do this. But when I made my second trip to Thailand and I didn't negotiate with my vices anymore, all I saw was success. So I'm gonna give you a quick couple of reasons why, if you're engaging in this particular vice, you need to stop if you want to see any form of success in your life. The first problem this leads to is giving ourselves an illusion of functionality. We believe that we're still operating well and achieving our goals, but in reality, we're only running at about 60% of what we're actually capable of. And if we want to break out and we want to go and achieve everything that we set out for ourselves in our life, 60% is not going to cut it. We end up living a lifestyle where we're just getting through our day-to-day tasks, feeling like we're making some progress, when really we're just getting by and delaying the unavoidable, which is going to be ending up in disappointment and failure. Trying to negotiate with a vice is like having a ship where you keep putting down the anchor. Sure, you might be making some headway, but as you're putting down the anchor, you're slowing down or stopping completely. If we cut off the anchor completely and leave it behind us in the sea, all we've got left is constant growth and constant progress, with nothing slowing us down and nothing holding us back anymore. The second thing is, when we dull ourselves with this substance, we end up having a very low drive as opposed to if we were not to partake in it at all. And low drive comes with a lot of costs which are not obvious to us immediately. Opportunities we're going to be slower on executing on. Big decisions, we're not going to be so direct and charging forward on it. We might take the evening, we might take the week to think about it, and we'll end up sitting there having a puff in the evening, dwelling on the decision, going in bed just to relax because we've done enough work for today and we can worry about this tomorrow. When we set out to succeed, again, we cannot have this in our life. It needs to be forward, quick decisions, quick thinking. And it was only until I actually saw real success in my life that I realized just how much harder it was than I initially thought. And it is only now that I know that I never would have seen success if I had this constant anchor up and down like I used to on my first trip to Thailand. Don't kid yourself and think that you're brilliant enough that you're going to be able to make it work if you're dabbling in this habit. It will not work. Take it from me as someone who has been on both sides of the equation. You have to cut it off completely if you want to see that real growth in your life. The third thing it takes from us is our clarity and our focus. Clarity and focus are insanely important no matter what you want to achieve. If you're smoking and you're smoking regularly, you're going to find yourself in a constant mental fog, and you may not realize it because it becomes your natural state. It becomes where you live your life, so your brain perceives it as normal. But again, you're not operating at 100% anymore. You're only operating about 60%, and you won't realize that until you get out of it completely. But once I got all the smoke out of my system, and all I was taking was black coffee, it's amazing how much more alive you feel, how much more prepared you feel to go forward into the world and conquer and achieve all these fantastic things. And then when I started living my life that way, my business only saw success upon success. And then when these problems came up, because they always do in our life, instead of procrastinating, thinking about it, taking the evening off or taking a day off because I felt stressed, the only solution was just ruthless, absolute action. And then the problem disappeared. I didn't have any mental stress anymore. And I didn't feel the urge to reach for that, to try and relax and take the edge off. And that's a real key takeaway I want you to get from here. When we do that, we're only making the problem worse. We're not actually fixing the root cause of the problem. We're just stepping outside for a moment and coming back. Nothing's been fixed, no progress has been made. All we've done is stop, time has passed, and we've lost opportunities. The fourth point is it has a massive effect on our energy. And I want you to think of energy as a bar. Energy is not something where we just jump from one side to the other and we can fix it straight away. It's something that slowly moves either direction depending on our decisions. Clarity comes into that as well. If you are constantly refusing to partake in your vices, you're going to start moving in a positive direction. If you falter, you're going to come back a bit, then you can catch it and keep moving forward. However, if every single day in the evening, because we've worked hard that day, we're choosing to partake in this vice, what's going to happen is we're going to shift forward a bit, slow down, shift forward a bit, slow down. And where we find our success is not going to be just edging along here. We only find success when we can operate in a constant state of peak performance, because that momentum compounds. Every day we refuse to engage in our vices, we're taking another clear step to where we need to be. Every day that we're not, especially if we go on a binge, we're coming all the way back here, and this is a very difficult spot to be, because then we have to try and work our way all the way up the scale, and it becomes very, very difficult because we're going to relapse again and again. So if you find yourself on this side of the scale, trust me, it gets easier. You have to find a way to force yourself out of there through sheer discipline until you can reach the other side of the scale and just see all the benefits you have in your life. And the fifth problem, and this is a really big one, is it's not just about the smoking. It's not just about that substance. When we have a lapse in discipline like that, that is going to spill over into the rest of our life. Discipline is a muscle like any other muscle in the body. If we're not training it hard to keep it sharp and ready for action, it's going to slip everywhere in our life. If we start smoking, we're going to start skipping gym sessions, we're going to stop going to class, we're going to start doing all these other things which you know we shouldn't be doing. Anytime we allow ourselves to lose discipline on one thing, it's going to be even easier to lose discipline on another. And the inverse of that is true, and that is the good news you can take away from this video. If we do not allow ourselves to lose discipline, it is only going to get easier and easier and easier as time goes on. It is never truly going to go away. I had the urge today that I want to reach for something, take the edge off because I got some stuff going on. But it is so much easier now, and I have the experience now to know that the only way forward is to stay away from that, to keep fighting, and to find a way to fix these problems I've got. Because I know as soon as I fix those problems, everything's going to be fixed and it's not going to be a problem anymore, lads. So I want you to take a moment now and just reflect on your own actions and honestly ask yourself, what is holding you back in your life? Whatever it is, remove that anchor, cut it off your ship completely, and it's just going to be sailing straight ahead from there. So I hope you enjoyed this video, boys. If you got some value, smash the like button, leave a comment, let me know what you thought. Subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Pow!